Anything else with your economy, sir, that you need to get into?
No,
All
that's
set?
it.
Cool.
All said and done. Next month, I think a bunch of people hit 24 months of service.
That's exciting.
What Tony is in this position, I think. So actually, he's at 1 month of service, not 23. Who's the other guy? Wolfer. Yeah.
Time to start cleaning
I
house.
need to. Yeah, I need to get them to be my followers soon, but my my loyalty's not good enough for it.
Do you want to do that one first? The one we know about?
Yeah, we can do that one first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk to Mayumi, whatever that's her name.
Oh, that one? I was talking about that.
Oh, which one were you talking about?
Taxes.
Oh, Atelia. Oh, taxes. Oh, yeah, that one. Sorry, there's a lot of events I know, Scott. Okay, I know like half of them at least. Yeah, we could do taxes first.
Okay. Warlord Tessel, you have a representative of the northern clans here, Iseko,
Iseko. Understood.
a tax collector from the clans of the north.
I've expected this arrival. I've heard the news from my companions.
Okay.
Welcome them in.
Iseko comes in and takes a bow. And they say, "Thank you, Warlord, for finding the time to meet with me. I know that it is very busy for a warlord to run their clan. There are many dealings that you must have, pressures of the people, war, as well as your commerce, economy. And I, again, appreciate your finding the time to meet with someone of myself. To describe them, Aseko is a parent, pretty young, but certainly old enough to notice that they're parents, so probably in their 30s, maybe even mid-30s or so. They're of average height with, they have, well, they would have blue eyes, but they're wearing an eye patch over one of their eyes, and there's a scar you can see coming out from underneath the eye patch. There's auburn-colored hair that's straightened and worn loose, ending at about shoulder length. Otherwise, they're clean-shaven with a, so no stubble or anything like that you can tell. With a light horizontal scar, like I just mentioned the scar. Extravagant clothes with several like orange highlights, like a sash that's similar in coloration to the colors of your banner. They do wear a cape and they have a rapier at their side. They have lean but muscular builds, and they stand and walk with a good posture, right? So they then say, Warlord, if I may be so bold as to point out, you seem to be expecting my arrival. And it doesn't say, obviously, because he heard you. He says, based off like walking into the room and your just overall demeanor.
Yes, we have close ties to our neighbors. We've heard of your arrival of tax collectors to their lands, and we assumed as much for ours.
Nods and says, indeed, that is in fact why I came here, to discuss with you the details about the responsibilities that are owed as a middling clan to all of Kajinksi. What is, of course, good for Clan Shado is good for Kajinksi, and what is good for Kajinksi is good for Clan Shado.
Of course. A united Kajinksi is a strong Kajinksi.
You have your advisors with you here.
Yeah.
Aaliyah actually chimes up before he goes to speaking in and says, Do I know you? And they look to Aaliyah and say, You're the Duram girl, aren't you? And she nods and says, Isaku, I knew that name. It is you. And he nods and says, Indeed. She raises an eyebrow and says, You still have dealings with my father? They nod and say, I have met with him many times as of late. As you know, we've had a budding relationship for a considerable amount of time. We've traded together for a considerable amount of time. She nods and says, Interesting. I'm glad to find that the northern clans keep someone of such high caliber in close company. You can go ahead and roll a sense motive on her for this one, so the
Okay.
DC is much lower.
I was about to say, my check's gonna be pretty tough. I'm pretty tough after roll 2 on any check.
Well, I have to roll an innuendo check. I was hoping that you'd roll high enough I wouldn't have to roll anything, but you always disappoint me.
Should I roll for other people?
Nope, it's all good. It's only her and you that matters when talking about them.
Oh, should I roll?
I got you. I would say that she doesn't roll high enough to get the point across. She'll have to be more blunt with you in private later on.
Was I supposed to roll sense motive, or she was, right?
Oh, you were.
You said for a lead to roll.
Oh, I am so sorry. I said for you to roll sense motive.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me roll. I could be insane. I thought you'd said her, and then I clarified too. Well, my sense motive is pretty terrible still. Holy shit!
You succeed. Well,
What? Wait. Hi, I'm missing something now.
You know how things ended with her and her father.
Oh, yes.
And
pretty terribly.
They clearly sent somebody that is friends with her father.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Yeah. She gets that. She tries to get that point across to you, and you pick it up as well, very keenly as well.
I give a nod.
Okay.
And
so
to Leo.
Unless you speak first, they'll go next.
Yeah, I'll let him speak.
So they speak up and say, it is what was I say? It is of great honor that I was given the opportunity to come and speak to Clan Shadow. Clan Shadow is a clan that has put a lot of effort forward in the forwarding of Kajinxi, not just the culture of Kajinxi. Every clan does that in their own ways, but in the advancement of Kajinxi. The developments that come out of this clan are awe-inspiring to any who have the opportunity to see them. Now, it is, of course, very, very unfortunate. A horrible one would even say how Throne and the Broken Chain would put so much effort forward into tarnishing your name. But I am, of course, keenly aware of what it is that they tried to do. And in my opinion, genuinely believe that Throne is holding back the advancements of Kajinxi. You see, Throne unfortunately sends their inferior ores down the river, to the northern clans. Unfortunately, Throne effectively poisons what opportunities could be filled. And if I were to do anything to influence Clan Shadow, it would be to see Clan Shadow rise to the top. I would like to see more of Shadow's wares brought to the northern clans.
That's better to go.
Legit seems
okay.
honest.
Okay, yeah, it sounds so sus to hear someone say this. I'm probably a little stunned
mind
for a moment.
Mind you, they said this after they called out Clan Throne and the broken chain doing horrible shit. So clearly they're in some degree of no, but continue.
Yeah, no, I was just surprised because no one else has ever talked about this except me, about them literally trying to sabotage me. Mm-hmm. It's good to have some affirmation I'm not going insane.
Okay.
I nod. He nods.
Okay.
We hope to make a budding relationship with Throne to help progress Kajinxi.
Bows a small bow understandingly and says, of course, peace is what everybody wishes for. Unification, perhaps less so. But we're not talking about war. We're talking about commerce. And when it comes to commerce, the superior quality should win out. Unfortunately, we both know superior quality matters not. It's rate of production. And to this, Shadow seems to be falling very far behind. lacking considerably. Now, that is perhaps because...
I would frame it differently. We are not falling behind. We are starting from behind. Many, many decades behind.
Shakes their head and says, these are excuses that are not going to be seen too kindly in the northern clans to those that are expecting to purchase your ore. When there's a demand, it must be supplied. And please understand, I mean no disrespect with this, warlord. What I'm trying to explain is that your method of transportation is inferior. You're being beat out by an inferior quality product because of your delivery service. There is a better way. As a matter of fact, it's a way that I think would best interest you. Currently, you take all of your ore, all of the pre-smelted or post, finished product or otherwise, and you travel it all the way to the west, through Clan Densho, all the way north, through Clan Kushibashi, and then inevitably through the rivers, where it must pay mild taxes along the way across those routes, and then inevitably through Clan... What was it, Wolfmaw? I think it was right there.
No, this is Vok.
Vok, that's right. And then inevitably through Clan Vok, as well as a couple other clans paying the taxes every step of the way. There's another path that you can take that would save you a considerable amount of money in taxes and deliver it more often. This would not only give you the opportunity to sell more at a higher rate, but he kind of like speaks slowly, says, honestly, could decrease the amounts being purchased or transported from other clans nearby.
Are you proposing the east route to Clan Riberodo?
Yeah.
Or north to Tencheng?
So he is sorry, they're proposing eastward, and it is Riberodo.
Yes, it's funny that you mentioned that. I was looking over that route with our newly acquired maps from the north.
Well, you didn't acquire those maps yet.
Oh, well, I was looking over... Well, I was looking over them at Densho.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking over them when I was at Clan Densho. There's some nice plains between the mountains and hills that could connect us to Riberodo.
It's the one that it's the army one that we were talking about before him. Yeah. So, anyways, they say, well, I'm glad that this is something that you've already put a degree of thought into. I happen to know for a fact, with my backgrounds gesturing towards Aliyah in mercantile industry, that this is the better route for you, and you would certainly be able to sell more. As a matter of fact, I do believe that producing so much additional ore in favor of the northern clans could be mutually beneficial. You could, if you wanted to go that route instead of the other one, perhaps even have your taxes otherwise reduced.
That would certainly be a very beneficial outcome for Clan Shadow. We have been doing calculations on what we believe the tax would be. And any amount of ability to lower this would improve Shadow's growth, for we would not have to slow down to bolster ourselves against the tax, to help all of Kajinxi, of course.
Then we can agree that the less clans you travel through, the more in expenditure you're allowed to save. And so you'd be able to pass those savings on. And in the meanwhile, if you're making trades along the way that are beneficial to the interests of the northern clans, that's in exchange you'll have a tax cut. This is something that would be an extreme boon to Clan Shadow. Of course, if you're interested.
I look over to Lenny. This sounds like something I'm interested in, but I do not understand all of the workings of trade and whatnot. I believe my my sage will be able to enlighten me to parts of this deal. I look to Lenny to give his opinion.
Lenny says, the deal certainly sounds quite beneficial for us, but we all here can understand that nothing comes for free, unless, of course, it's from the gods. That being said,
Not even true. Never mind.
that being said, it is. I must ask, what is the exact route or plan that you have in mind? We've already established that Ribarodo would be a closer route, but what if you actually circumvented Ribarodo as well, and simply just delivered to the port town in southern St. Quinn?
Testo kind of frowns.
Your trade will start there. That's where you'll first start delivering the ore and the materials that could be traded with the clan that's there. And in exchange, of course, you'd be able to save a bit of expenditure. This will boost your economy, as well as reducing the tax rate for you.
Would our trade be protected from Xingqing taking it for themselves? They have a habit of not playing fair.
Xingqin will only take wares that they are purchased from you at fair market price. Certainly not something that's meant to be detrimental to you. These are your goods. If you chose to take them the other routes, you could do so.
So we would be trading through Xingqin Southern Port Town on the river.
Mhm.
And this would decrease my tax rate.
You would have to increase the amount of ore you're willing to bring up north rather than continuing to fabricate whatever it has been. There's going to be a good deal of it that's needed. Perhaps maybe opening new mines to compensate, but yes. Yes, it would.
We have 3 planned mining locations, new mines in the near future, and several others in the mountains that will soon be claimed.
Perhaps you should endeavor into opening these mines soon. But again, I'm not here to tell a warlord how it is to do their job. Simply to advise and to inform you of what it is that the northern clans are offering.
So are you saying, mechanically you're saying, is that I have to get 10 mines and then make a trade route to the north? No, just...
How many do you have?
I have...
Mines and quarries combined.
I would need... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 4 more.
To establish a proper trade route, that would be beneficial for you for your own reasons, but...
Do we count my vassal's salt mine?
I would say no on that one. Actually, I'd say yeah.
They haven't given me much else.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
We're also actually pretty close nowadays because of the...
Yeah.
We're only like...
No, I'm going to say yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So I only need 2 more then, because that's what 1, 2... Are foundry mines counted as 2 mines, or are we just counting them as 1?
They count as 1 for this.
Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 3 more?
Yep. But that's for the sake of trade route, which they're suggesting would be beneficial to you. Yeah. So they're saying, if you are going to endeavor to do this, then we will reduce your tax.
Lenny seems on board with this.
Lenny nods along, doesn't seem to have too much of an issue.
I look to Aaliyah, Rima, and Naito if they have any comments. As the high counselors.
Aaliyah, Rima, and Naito. Aaliyah says, and we're certain that these wares will be making their way to the northern clans. And they bow and say, of course the wares will be making their way to the northern clans. They'll, of course, be purchased along the route, as any trade route would happen, as is normal. But then the pre-established amount that's suggested to be shipped upwards will be shipped upwards. Again, you're going to continue to deliver the same amount of ore that you always would otherwise. It's just instead of the ore being fully delivered to the north, you will just sell a lot of it along the way. And this will be forgiven. This is not something that you'll be penalized for. It's something that will be an established and understood rate of tax for you. But for the supplies that you are delivering to the north, it'll be, of course, that you're selling along the way, it'll be at a discounted rate. Fair market price, but fair market price.
And there's no way this route could go through Tenchang instead of Xinquin?
Unfortunately, the logistics of trying to get around the various obstacles would slow down your route, and trying to traverse that lake, which if you've ever done it yourself is dangerous to say the least and requires a considerable amount of propulsion. Riding along a river does the work for you. Also,
Yes,
if there's one thing that can be said about Xinquin, they keep a tight river. There are no attacks that happen along it. It is a very safe route.
You have to understand my apprehension of having my goods sold to a clan that wished my destruction not but a year and a half ago.
Bows and says, commerce. Coins must change hands.
I believe I do have a Kelpie GS, that is true. I gotta speak to her sometime when we go back to the north. But I look to Rima or Naito if they have anything to say.
Naito just kind of nods along. It's also over Naito's head a bit. And Rima,
Yeah.
of course, being a religious person, also kind of nods along, goes over her head, you know.
Yeah.
It's just Aaliyah who's a little apprehensive. But that's just because she has a history with this individual, and specifically it's her father, you know.
I think we shall make this deal for the prosperity of Shado and all of Kajinksi.
They bow.
I thank you for your advice.
What was heavy taxes for you?
It was 10 BP.
What is
10 consumption?
What is normal taxes for you?
Wasn't that to one? Yeah, well, I was poisoned too. It's 6. It lowers it by 4, which is a lot.
You're still delivering all that stuff to the north. You're still delivering the 10 BP worth of ore to the north. But instead of delivering it to the north for free, at your expense, you're selling a bunch of it along the way at a discounted rate, which recoups some of the cost for you. So you're actually paying the tax of normal, but also get a bonus to economy equal to half the difference.
Oh, so I get a +2 to economy?
To economy, yeah.
Oh, shit. But that makes the thing go up by 1. What would this go under, I guess, is the question. Is this other?
Other would be fine.
Yeah. And does that count towards the tax? Does that count towards the tax?
Technically, all sales do.
All right. So okay, it's still 10, but my normal went up by 1, so now I still pay a consumption. Pain.
It went up by 6 only though, right?
Yeah. Well, it went up by 7 now, because the +2 to my economy makes a difference for the 10%, but not the 15%. So I actually only get 1.5. No, how does this work? It's a conundrum. It's a paradox, Scott. It's a paradox.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Well, if I do 1.5, 1.5 is still 7, so I guess it's 1.5. Do I have to update this every month?
Maybe.
I'm gonna put 2 and I'll update it next time it matters.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
So anyways, back to you boys. So you they'll of course bow and whatnot and inform you that those that they spoke to, like I spoke to many individuals on my way down here to formulate this deal to make sure that it was beneficial for everyone involved. I'm glad to hear that Clan Shado will hold up their end of the bargain.
We always plan to, and we will always do this. Kajiksi needs to stand together.
Okay. They bow again. And they leave.
Deep sigh once he's gone. And I guess we go on to the next meeting. Is
Aaliyah says, Warlord,
yes,
I knew them.
I caught what you were trying to send to me.
They were a good warrior on the battlefields. Terrible commander. Once they earned the rank of commanding, they suffered that terrible injury from a pretty crushing defeat and gave up the life of being fighting in war. Decided to switch over to merchants. Bonded with my father over the fact that they both had a background as being warriors and have sustained injuries from it. Became a bit of a pupil under my father's wing for a while. Learned lots of tactics in negotiation and how to make a good deal. Took all those learnings and discovered their own way of making their own negotiations and deals that generally benefit them. Now, I'm not saying that this won't benefit you. I'm saying that you don't know who this is benefiting along the way. You're selling your ore at a discounted rate. But to who? And for what purpose? If you wish not to look further into this and allow legal deals to be permitted, we'll look over the paperwork, and if it all seems in order for a deal with the Northern clans, then all seems in order, and we turn a blind eye, and we accept the discounted tax. This will be beneficial to our people. Or we can look into who exactly it is that will be buying this ore at the discounted rate.
We will look into it. If it's going to the arms of Zinquin, then I will not do this deal any further. I will not fund my enemy.
She gives like a head bow, and
They seek to destroy the Southern clans to maintain their dominance.
Lenny does chime in. Well, I mean, we do need the financing.
We'll find money elsewhere. We cannot fund our enemies to sustain short-term benefits.
You say enemies, and he lets that drag on.
They have poisoned your warlord and your war chief. They tried to take the clan. They tried to kill you, Lenny, if you remember, when they raided the city.
Yeah, but I mean, the one that actually perpetrated that has already been held to justice.
It was organized by the clan, by the warlord.
Are we going to hold a grudge with every clan that does something foul against us?
I believe you can hold a grudge against a clan that tries to kill you. I believe that is generally a rather fair grudge to hold.
Do we tell the people on our western border that it's okay to hold a grudge against those of Clan Densho that have raided their lands multiple times?
Your point is fair, Lenny.
He shrugs sheepishly and just says, we need the money.
The problem is now, as you have realized, we've already signed off much refined wares to River Rodo to fight against Zinquin. It would have been a useless effort if we are then funding Zinquin cheaper goods than we can give.
He nods understandingly. And then because he's kind of like emotions on the sleeve, he definitely has something he wants to say.
I understand it wasn't the greatest move, Lenny, but I will stand against Zinquin because Zinquin stands against Kajinksi, Shado, Densho, and Kushibashi.
Clan Densho just built a goddamn castle. That money that you gave away to a small clan that we have no relations with, that's just fighting a proxy war in your honor, is taking away the money that we could use to build our own defenses or fabricate our own armies to fight them. I mean, what are you? You're
Lenny, I don't think you understand the the meaning of Riverado in its position. It's the only other competition upon the river.
You said once before yourself that you believed, and he says it kind of quieter, that there's a belief. He say disassociating you with the accusation. That there's a belief that Zinquin did not act of their own volition, but as a proxy for someone else.
Did we ever say that?
Yeah, that was absolutely. I think it was Nick that originally brought up that like conspiracy theory, but you guys have absolutely talked about it.
I have no memory of this.
No, but so he's acting as a proxy, being funded by elsewhere, and then here we have them opposing another clan, and they're receiving proxy aid from those that. Well, it just seems as though we're aligning ourselves to engage into an endless battle between two clans being overfunded beyond their own means, battling against one another, and we can't easily pull out without losing face. That we just, we're lockstep with them. We cannot just stop aiding them at this point. Now we're as tied to their fate as they are. Warlord, I mean this in the most respectful way possible. You made this decision without any of us at your side. This was a decision you made rashly, which is your right, and I will respect any decision that you make as long as I serve on your council. But we could have used those finances for all the other projects that are... And he looks around the table. No one else? Seriously? Nobody else speaks up. He just shakes his head and goes...
I see. I understand what you're saying.
He just mumbles something like a curse to German, like cursing like German's good fate for not having to deal with this anymore.
I will be less rash in the future. You have to understand, Lenny, that the Zinquin is still in opposition to us. Do we think they will let go of their goals of securing the South, securing our area so easily? We do not know. And if they are busy fighting when we have funded, then it gives us more time to build up defenses, build up armies, build up men, protect our people. We have temporarily been set back, but for a hopeful future where we do not even need to be attacked ever.
With all due respect, Warlord, you consistently are saying that we know that they would stand against us otherwise. However, do you in fact know that? Was there a report given to you by Italia saying so? Or is this an assumption that you have based off of your own anger and fear?
Can we ever assume that they will stand with us when they have already tried to kill us?
Lenny shakes his head and says, when the time comes that you discuss standing side by side, who's to say that they or even you are ruling your clan? Years roll on. Positions change. Mindsets change. Alliances change. I know this is difficult for you to understand, and I genuinely mean this not to be condescending, Warlord, but you are young and short-lived. I have seen this happen many times over many different lifespans of yours. I do not have the fortune of short-sightedness. I have to see things differently. And he kind of like somberly lets it drop at that. He got his point across, and he genuinely wasn't trying to pull out the race card. You know? And unfortunately, when you're a gnome, it really is a big race card. Like, yeah, but you're talking like a 72-year-old. You're young, old man. Like, well.
Yeah. In the future, we will discuss better, Lenny.
Ooh! Now I want in Aurorum, there's to be like this, like It's like a stereotype that loudmouth evokers, like evocation casters, loudmouth evokers are always going around and sharing their opinions and everything, and people just go, "Okay, boomer." Like, come on, it has to be a thing. It has to
Literally,
be a thing.
literally boomer. All right.
Yeah,
Throw
right.
Fireball.
I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, Lenny gave a pretty good point that Tesla doesn't consider, although he will live certainly longer than any normal half orc.
Yeah, which not
Well, maybe.
most people don't even understand that, right?
I don't even know that yet.
Yeah, of course. But
But
either way,
yeah. To be clear, Lenny probably gets the feel that his point is very heard from Tesla.
yeah, which is why he dropped it, but somberly, because he's like, I hate to give you such important news so publicly,
No,
but it's also important the
but
council hears this.
That's why Tesla set the council up, right?
Yep.
It's because he's young, he's rash, and he doesn't know what's best at all times.
So
He'll win it well still. So
when that's done, we can have a different RP about that afterwards. But when that's done, that's done. He leaves it alone. At this point, we can move on to your next subject. Okay.
shut up, Viking. Why do you like this? Nick's about to fall asleep. You can see it in his eyes.
Nick, do you want to scratch my rash for me?
No.
Does Ina?
No. Does Ina have anything to say about that whole situation?
Ina.
That's Nick's character.
Oh,
Not Ina. Sorry, Kiyoshi.
does Kiyoshi have anything to say about this whole situation there, Nikolai? The taxes thing and the proxy war.
You're muted.
Does Kiyoshi have anything to say about Cell handing 20 BP to somebody who claims to be fighting a war? Claims to be.
Hey, you have no evidence.
Nobody verified this at all. And Cell and Jake.
I assume before we send goods off, we were verifying the information.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is that a fair assumption, Scott? I'm not like it's not easy to like this can't leave till we know it's like. Can we assume this is verifiable?
You have not actually handed anything out. You've promised. You've not handed out yet.
Okay.
To be clear,
well, I took it off my treasury
because you're assumed to give
not
away.
Not only that. What are you actually getting in return for this aid?
Well, theoretically, we have a person that stands against Linquin.
It's a proxy war.
So nothing. So nothing.
It's a proxy.
Well,
war.
I'm gonna try to get a treaty. No, I don't want a treaty with them. I don't want that.
It's like sorry to bring to real world. It's like Syria. You know what I mean? Like it's a proxy war.
Well, if they leave, we could get an alliance with them, I guess.
It's like they are Russia, which is why they're red, and you are America, which is why you're orange, and that is Syria. Like that is.
Listen, I was thinking more of Ukraine, okay, because they're probably the good guys. No.
Probably, yeah.
Syria, there's no good guys in Syria. There's no good guys in any.
There's no good guys in any government anywhere. Like
no, but
you can say this government is less evil than that government, but they all suck.
I mean, Syria had Assad. Okay, let's be real. Like,
I don't like. Look, man, I don't know if you want to take a look at our civilian death toll over the last.
It's not great.
Years.
No, it's not. Well, listen, I told I would provide these goods. I probably won't provide much else for them. That's enough. That's more than almost anything I could give them anyway. So, I don't think it's that huge of a. It's a short-term cost that I've already recouped for the most part.
So, long story short, my advisor is not going to say anything because the last time I had an advisor tell Tesla how dumb he was being, he had to run out of there before his little trigger-happy assassin poisoned him. So
that was because. Disrespected Tesla heavily.
Oh yes, heavily in the place where Tesla's supposed to be able to take that kind of disrespect for him without, giving out death threats because you guys are better than that.
I didn't give any death threats. First of all, I told you to leave.
Sure.
I didn't.
Yeah.
What? I told you to leave.
Yeah, that's right. It's a republic until.
It's not a republic,
not, right? That's right.
Well, it's never been it's not a republic. It isn't on the government tab, right? It's I still have a autocracy.
Yes, on your government tab, it's whatever you're min-maxing got you the best of.
Well, I never said you have one day to leave or you're dead. I told them to leave. I would never kill them. You're insane.
No, your advisor.
My advisors would never kill you either. You're insane if you think that. Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. Your advisor tried to pick a fight right in the middle of my council. So I don't
well, listen.
You guys are kind of.
That was because.
Yeah.
That was because that broken chains person literally tried to sabotage me. If you recall this.
Sure.
Who we have proof?
Fast and loose.
Anyway.
By the way, I'm going to war, so could you give me maybe like...
No, I can't help you at all. I will not help you with that. You're on your own on that. You're insane.
So you'll help a random stranger over your ally.
I won't help you fight the North. You're insane.
I wasn't even talking about the North. But yeah.
So you're not going to help him fight the North. What you're doing is a one-time 20 BP proxy boost.
No, because Zinquin has already done something.
All right, hold on. There's this clan by the name of Nikolai. It's Clan Nikolai, and then Nick, just open up a shell corp. It's okay. It'll work.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's my next?
No. Meta. Oh, it's Meta. Clan Meta. That's what it is.
I'm sending it to Clan Vosk.
Oh.
Well, listen. Hey, it might not be recorded as dead. So, what's my next event?
All right.
Italia.
So yeah, what did you want to talk to Italia about? What?
You told me Italia was going to talk to me after she almost got assassinated.
Oh, you want to talk to Italia after she almost got assassinated?
No, you told me that there was going to be a talk with Italia.
Oh, okay, sure. So Italia would be like, so how do you approach it, considering you find out that she almost got fucking assassinated?
I probably visit her in her home. Like, I come to her home.
Okay.
This is not as official as normal.
Okay. And is this how shortly afterwards? Like days after?
The day I arrived back, I was gone in Densho.
Yep.
And the day I come back, I probably have been informed of this.
Yeah, it's probably like 2 or 3 days after it happened.
Yeah.
So she's still recovering or what have you.
Yeah, I immediately go to wherever she's recovering. I assume her house, but I don't have a hospital yet. And I knock on her door, I guess. Or I guess we have sliding doors, or maybe, I don't know. I've always imagined the Japanese aesthetic in it.
One second. Yeah.
Troge, no cap.
So yeah, back to sorry. You, sir, are a absolutely. You go walking up, knocking on the door. The door ends up whipping open, and there's a woman standing there that you're not familiar with. They look at you, confused for a second. They go, Warlord. Bow.
I've come to see Italia. There's no need.
Yes, I will let Italia come in. She says, like looking over her shoulder behind it.
I look like I'm road worn.
Yep. Please come in. Come in. Allow me to get you a beer.
We have tea, actually, Scott.
She still offers you beer. Well, it's not the morning.
No need.
Then she scrunches up her face. Tea it is, because Scott refuses to ever play a character that likes tea.
Well, too bad. All of Clan Shada likes tea.
Well, mandated. It's mandated. It's mandated. You hear that?
I'm an authoritarian government. Everyone must drink tea.
Everyone likes tea. You hear that?
It's the common drink of the land.
Yeah, I bet it is.
It is. Oh, I should get.
Yes, Warlord. I enjoy my cup.
I should be able to get an improvement for like the hills or mountains for tea farms, because that's where tea grows. A lot, naturally.
So either way, then she says, "Please come in, Warlord. I'll put on a tea for you."
I'm sorry that Who are you?
I'm a friend of Atelia's.
No need to be nervous. I'm sorry for the for the disruption. I just heard the news.
You say sorry, she bows.
No need. We don't bow in Clan Shadow.
She bows.
That's right. They genuflect.
Down in one
Just
knee.
let it tell you no.
Say calm. Brush off your Sunday salam.
Let it tell you no. I'm here, please.
Okay. So she'll go and get Atelia. Atelia will end up coming out not at all dressed the way that she usually does.
No, I would want to go to her so she doesn't have to leave her bed.
She's no. She's able to get out of her bed or whatever.
Okay, cool.
She's not dressed as she usually does. She's dressed more like just comfortable clothes, what have you. So she comes walking out and says, "Warlord, why the visit?"
I've just heard the news. Are you okay?
Just fine.
Obviously not. Gonna be honest, I didn't think much ahead. I just came over immediately.
Didn't think much ahead. That doesn't ring a bell.
I understand my rashness for Clan's skull integration has caused much trouble for Shadow.
Well, hey, Warlord, anything that brings us together, right? Now we've both had assassination attempts.
I believe yours was
political,
more
could have
targeted.
been foreseen and avoided. Yeah.
What can I give you to make sure this doesn't happen again? What do you need?
She thinks for a few seconds, then looks you dead in the eye and says, "Autonomy. I have a job. You've given me responsibilities and then shackle me at every opportunity. You want me to learn things, and then you tell me I can't go discover them. You saddled me with extra responsibilities, which I took honorably and thankfully, but not realizing how horribly it was shackling me down. I've been spending so much time worrying about what's been going on in the interior, I haven't looked enough to the exterior. I think it's time I start looking outwards."
You have permission to do what you believe is necessary.
What's my monthly
From
budget?
now on. Oh god, do I have to give PP?
Yeah.
Fuck! I just got rid of the 10 tax, and now I'm gonna go back fucking up to it.
Yeah, but if you gave your spy master like a 4 BP a month lot, like that's a lot. She could do a lot with that.
I can give you the difference that would be from our taxation from the north that we have recouped.
Raises an eyebrow. I wasn't a part of that meeting. I was.
You will have three. You will have 3 BP for now, every month.
Thinks for a few moments. I accept. I have one more request. You've asked me to step down from my position, and you've filled my secondary position with someone out of Skull. The job, the role, the full responsibility of the, what did you call them? Tender?
I haven't named the role
Of the enforcer. Of the enforcer.
Yeah, I haven't named it yet.
That's right. Of the enforcer is to ensure that the laws of Clan Shadow are respected and honored, and that the people are kept in line to honor and respect these for the safety of all the people of Kajinksi and its Shadow and its leadership. I don't think we can trust the new person in charge to adequately hunt down and enact appropriate discipline on those that had done this.
You do not believe Ulfur, the one that we have a positive relationship with, will be able to do it?
She gives you like a sideways glance and kind of like, huh. And then you can see that the other woman that's here that's like in the house is just like watching this meeting. Like she's fucking talking to the warlord like that. Like she's just like, it looks so awkward and out of place, but just stays to herself.
Yeah.
You know, you hear the kettle whistling, runs off to go get the kettle.
I understand. If you do not think he is capable of following through with these duties, I will assign him to a different position.
Shakes her head. I'm not going to question whether or not he's capable of doing the duties. You're a wise and capable leader. You can pick those that you think are capable of doing the tasks.
Look,
she picked me.
I don't need the sarcasm.
I'm not being... She'll actually stop and like look like almost agitated that you said that. I'm not being sarcastic. You appointed me, didn't you? Is there anyone better to run that position than Naito? Or anyone better than Aaliyah or Lenny? You are the only person in the Southern clans that has a member of the Arcane Congress in your council. I am not being sarcastic when I give you praise, Warlord.
He nods.
Then kind of like picking up her point where she left it off, because again, she's pissed. And definitely at you. But at the same time, she doesn't want to come off as being just like an angry person as opposed to being the respectful person. So that being said, continuing, she says, I don't think we can trust them to do what needs to be done in this particular responsibility of finding those that did this and enacting justice. And unless you have somebody else very, very keenly in mind, I would like to maintain that responsibility.
Mechanically, just for finding these people?
More or less finding the people that did this to her. And you can go ahead and roll a sense motive.
Yes. I will roll a sense motive, Scott. It's not great. Yeah. All right. Well, -2 on that.
She's, of course, genuinely worried about not only herself, but anybody else that might be acted upon by whoever these people are. That's what you're able to get off of her.
As my talebearer, you have always been have always been and will always be assigned to protecting the clan from threats that are hidden in the shadows, outside or inside. You of course will have this responsibility, because only you could find the people that are deep-rooted in Skull, hiding in the shadows, that wish to crumble this unification we have built.
As you're finishing up saying this, her like seethingness starts to boil away. Like she starts to calm down, and she says,
I have shackled you down because of my morality, my fear, but I am understanding now as we continue on that those values must be, that sometimes you cannot always do what you believe is right, especially in a position such as yours.
She nods and says, thank you for visiting me in my home, Warlord. Thank you for your kind words and for understanding my plight and concerns. I appreciate your leadership as always. I will make sure that the diverted assets that we've agreed to will not go to waste. We will know our enemies. We will know them before they know themselves.
Just please try to not do horrible things.
As long as our clan continues to flourish, as long as we continue to grow and expand the way that we have under your leadership, I find it highly unlikely that we will ever be discovered for any of the information that we look to gather. And you say to do horrible things, she shakes her head. I look to just make sure that we are able to engage on an even field, both a battlefield or a diplomatic one.
I'm truly sorry that I've caused this pain. We will make sure this does not happen again to any member of Shado.
She'll bow.
And
she doesn't usually do. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I awkwardly leave.
Okay.
That was handled. So, am I adding that to consumption or expenses?
Yeah, honestly, if you're just going to assume she's going to pay that, why don't you add that to your consumption little chart there? your little red chart of what you expect planned expenditure. Add.
I'll put it under other. I'll put I'll put it under edict section.
Listen, this is as much as that sucks to promise that much out. If you factor in forevermore spending 3 BP to constantly do espionage edicts, you can know a lot. And as much as it might be difficult for you, you can provide so much information to both the other clans here. Like, this could be a huge benefit for them, for all 3 of you. So that's ginormous.
Yeah, I don't like spending it. I guess, if I had the tax rate from Kijinxi, I probably wouldn't have done it, but since we lowered it, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those things where you now are so concerned about Clan Zinquin, you can actually spend some of that money on against Zinquin.
Yeah.
Like, that's legit. That's huge. All right, cool. What's the next one?
Mayumi.
Okay. Mayumi comes riding in. Obviously, this is many days later or what have you, right? So Mayumi comes in. There's she'll actually speak to you directly when you're in a less official setting. So maybe one evening when you're out to dinner at an establishment that you happen to enjoy, like one of those, I'm out amongst my people and eating at one of these one of the establishments there versus I'm having it cooked for me in my own kitchen, right? Because it's not like your clan is like the most built up, right? So while you're at one of these establishments, Mayumi will come in and she'll saunter her way over to the table near the beginning of your meal. So probably like right after hors d'oeuvres or whatnot were served, or appetizer, which is probably just bread and minced meat slathered onto the bread, half raw or what have you. Okay. So so she'll make her way over and look to you and say, "May I join?"
Of course.
She sits down and says, "Warlord, it's a rare opportunity that you and I are able to meet with each other face to face."
Have I spoken with her before?
No. But you've seen each other.
Yeah. I have heard much of you from Pete.
She smiles and says, "He's a good boy, isn't he?"
Yes, I consider him one of my friends.
Do you? Her face softens like the mother's face would.
And then I say that, and I kind of like look down, like a little bit concerned with that. I say that, but then there's like thought process that goes on after, because he's been like weird, not the same recently. I kind of like stare off for a moment, lost in thought.
So you don't say that, you just think it.
Yeah, I'm like he clearly gets lost in thought for a second when after he says that.
Give me 1 second before I say or do anything. It's Masumi, right? That's her name?
Mayumi, I think.
I think it was Masumi.
Masumi, you're right, yeah. Mayumi's, I think, someone I have. Oh, God. I don't think you needed a roll. I wasn't bluffing. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's still a matter of being able to read you, right?
Yeah.
She places her hand on the back of yours. Like whatever hand you have, like sitting further out on the table. She'll place her hand on the back of yours and say, "Tessel, that's why I'm here." And she like looks like sad, like you can see her eyes welling up. She looks somber.
There's been something off with him since we've returned from the north. I've tried to be a friend. Sometimes you can't dig into it. So he's been sleeping with the soldiers. So I visit him and I help him with his sword training when I can. He's dropped hobbies that we used to have. We plan on having a violin off with him and Lenny.
He would have loved that.
And we both had never picked up one yet. When we have ordered in some from merchants, but by the time they arrived, since they came back after we came from the north, he never wanted to even touch it.
She nods.
It's been a concern of mine.
She nods understandingly. She draws her hand back from yours, a good 2/3 the way through your whole like speaking there, and she says, "If you'll give me just a moment."
Did you want to speak somewhere more private?
She shakes her head and says, "I'll take care of it," and walks over to the barkeep that happens to be there, the owner, what have you, that happens to be there, and you see they talk for a few more moments. She hands him, like from her waist, hands him a good amount of coin, leans in, gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then she stands before him, speaks to him for a few more moments, leans in, gives him a kiss on the cheek again, and then she turns around and walks back. And then one by one, he or another one of the staff members here go over to all the other tables inside the establishment and start helping people to leave with their food. And she makes her way over and sits down. And says, "What did you order this evening?"
I ordered I don't know any type of food. Mind blank. The mac and cheese.
What the fuck?
I'm joking. It was the first thing that came to mind. We'll just say it's we have a lot of wheat, so it's probably like, I don't know, some pasta sauce, like pasta and meat sauce. All right.
Sure.
Nothing too fancy.
Sure.
But like it's homely. It's homey, right?
Yeah.
This is like a mom and pop shop. You know what I mean?
She says.
Like mom's dinner.
She
Another
says.
mother wants to fuck Tess.
I got the roast kamatoori.
I've always felt weird eating that after spending much time with Kushibashi.
She shrugs and says, "I'm sure that's Warlord Naren. Warlord Naren has eaten more kamatoori than you've ever seen."
I'm sure it's not been the same since I've had a personal experience with the birds, you know?
She smiles and says, "Are you going vegetarian?"
No. I just try not to think about it too much.
She nods. "Well, your canines are a little too pronounced for you to stick to carrots and potatoes."
Fair.
I
just something about commentary. It's been different.
Yeah.
Once it saved my life in the Eldamar, so it's been it's been a thing.
Well, she'll smile and laugh and say, as again more people are leaving the establishment, she'll smile and laugh and say, "Well, I am known to stab people in the hand who attempt to pick off of my plate as it is, and it would be a crying shame if I were to do that to a warlord." After the people finish leaving, and they finally are out the door, and you guys get served like a bottle of wine or what have you, and take a couple drinks from it. Finally, you would see her face change, and she'll look at you and say, "Tessel, do you know what a Phistophilus is?"
No, unless that's a religion check.
It is not a religion. It's knowledge planes.
No. I assume a 10 doesn't cut it.
She says, no. She says, in layman's terms, it's a contract devil.
Do I know what a devil is?
Probably not. That is a religion check.
I can actually roll a religion check since I have 1 point in it. I rolled a 10.
Well, yeah, nope.
No.
Well,
listen. It's kind of rough when you have -2 to half of your skill checks because we don't
you
roll
understand that it's an evil creature, but devil, demon, daemon, all those, they mean the same fucking thing to you.
I think for a moment, because I have knowledge of planes a bit now, and I'm thinking I get sidetracked for a minute. I know they're evil creatures.
Nick, I thought we might get to you at some point in time. Do you want to go to bed?
Yes.
Nick, why don't you go to bed? I'll switch to a solo screen.
To be fair,
all right.
My actual rolls only took 30 minutes.
No. It was a lot of RP with Jake and us BSing earlier and talking now. So why don't we let Nick go to sleep?
Thanks, everybody. It was fun.
Love you, Nick.
Next week we'll be focused on you, sir. And take all the time that you need.
Please, I want to go.
It's
Never
okay.
again.
I'm a little sad Jake got cut off. That's why. So.
Well, Jake finished.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, let's continue. So you know it's an otherworldly creature. How would you respond?
It's a evil creature, one that is evil.
She'll smile and say, "Indeed. To keep it simple, it is a creature incredible in power beyond any individual one of us. Even I think beyond my grandfather. I think.
Yes.
It's a circle.
No, it's a father because Pete is a grandson.
Okay, it's a circle. So, anyways, so even more. Great in power. Probably beyond any of us. Perhaps even my father.
And that sounds like a fearsome creature.
More than just a fearsome creature, this has the ability to bend the will of people to its own. It has the ability to convince even the most strong-hearted and devout of warriors to turn their back on those that they're loyal to break their will and make them lesser, to take their souls and leave behind empty promises. These are creatures that are specifically crafted in the denizens of the plains that they come from to twist and bend those in authority to affect those around them and specifically beneath them to similarly worship and fall to their guile. Does this concern you for an advisor that sits in your throne?
What are you saying?
I'm saying my son didn't break. My son kept his mind. He maintained integrity. He maintained his loyalty to Clan Shadow and to Clan Densho. That my son should have medals placed on him and bards singing praise for the strong-mindedness that he was able to display. But the mother inside me aside, I'm saying that there is a broken man that is under your wing right now, who is barely holding it together because that was the only way he was able to get through that encounter.
How can we help Pete?
I don't know, she says, like, again, her eyes welling up again.
We have to light his flame again. The ones that burn so passionately.
Indeed. A blessing from Kraleen is something that could certainly help him, but I don't know if perhaps we need more than just a simple blessing of Kraleen, and I mean this with all due respect.
We need him to believe in himself.
Yes, I just don't know if we need to have him cleansed, magically cleansed from this otherworldly being.
There's only I know few great shamans of the gods, of Kraleen more specifically.
You mean?
But I don't know if she does anything for free.
I'm not asking you to go and spend a considerable amount of your income on doing
this. I will spend whatever I can to help Pete.
With all due respect, Tessel, I am a woman of wealth myself, and I can handle the expenditure as needed for my son. What I'm asking is that we discover a way to correct the situation.
How? We know that if this is just a struggle of finding oneself again after a difficult circumstance, then no amount of priests or shamans can help. It has to be he has to find his way.
She'll place her hand back on the back of yours again. I imagine you guys are no longer sitting forward like you were before. I imagine you're sitting back. So she actually leans forward and will place a hand on yours. This is very much like a forward movement versus before, which is a sliding of the hand. So she'll place a hand on yours. Again, she has that like pleading look of like a mother in her eyes. And she says, I think it's time Pete heads home. For at least a period of time. I think he needs to be with his grandfather. I think he needs to find this spark, this fire within him, as you're mentioning, but he needs to do so with Clan Densho.
Then we shall do it. But we have to... Would Pete not feel... Would this not potentially hurt him? That he may feel that it is because he's no longer adequate? If someone is broken down, doubt and fear festers. If we remove him, he may feel inadequate. He may see it as such.
Every night when he goes to sleep, the last thing he sees is where he was assaulted, mind, body, and soul by this being. And every morning when he wakes up, he sees where he was assaulted, mind, body, and soul by this creature. Every day he's reminded, can feel it in his mind, can smell it. This haunts him. You and I both know that I've just put forward the financing to build him a home in your lands as a embassy for Clan Densho. And you've accepted this, and to that I'm grateful. But that aside, until that's done, he will continue to see this. If you just simply relocate him, he will experience exactly what you're suggesting. But if he's called home by his grandfather for greater means, then that'll remove the situation. This is you and I plotting behind him for the benefit of him. And I fear...
And talk to Warlord Varix. I'm all hands on deck. I think of the saying I hear from when I was in Tengcheng, because we don't have boats.
Yeah. Well, she still leaning forward with her hand on the back of yours, gives it a bit of a squeeze, and says, I will do exactly that, Warlord. But, Tessel, I have a small request. She again sits back up and has her hand slide back off of yours and whatnot and says, you and I both know Warlord Varix very well. Different reasons, but we understand the man. If he is going to send Pete to regain his own mental fortitude, to find himself again, we know likely where he's going and what he's doing. I think few could argue that you have the best smiths in leagues of nations in your lands, whether they be Karak or not. I would like to request something be fabricated that you think would be able to aid him in his future endeavors that my father is going to put him through.
We can have him crafted the finest set of armor, weapons, and even other... Lenny can craft items as well that are the magical sort. I believe Varix has a belt of strength, is what it's called. Lenny may be able to craft such items or similar. All we need is funds to produce them.
She nods and says, most of my assets are unfortunately in the north right now. I would not be able to return such financing for a time. I can handle the mundane, no problem, but as you know, I've exhausted much of my southern stored assets with recent endeavors, including this wonderful meal that we're enjoying in peace. I do have to say your company is soothing.
Nods. I do not have the funds on me at this time to have Lenny and Actually, I have to check my character sheet. How much money do I have? Yeah, I don't. I can have them prepared. I can withdraw funds from the treasury to produce such goods, but it would have to be next month or however. You know what I mean?
It's going to take time for Warlord Varix to call him back and to give him his task anyways. I alone need to go and speak to the Warlord, and explain the situation to him. Then it sounds as though you and I have an understanding when it comes to my son and what we need to do for the benefit of your friend. That being said, we have the other situation. She leans in, forearms on the table, obviously not elbows, she's the lady, and says, there is a fucking devil in our lands. This thing needs to be hunted and gutted. She says, bearing her actual, canines, something that she very rarely shows that kind of,
I have an individual that will find hunting such a creature as a pleasure.
Who's this?
My Ember Keeper, Rima. She is she's not actually a member of the Order. She is a inquisitive type. She hunts down these creatures. She has the knowledge for it. She has magics to be able to drain truths out of people against their will as well.
Once more with feeling.
If there's one person in this entire clan that may know how to find this creature and drag it out of hiding, it is Rima.
She nods and says, truth be told, No, I didn't. Sorry. I was like, BP, what? Nope, sorry, I didn't. For the other stuff earlier, yeah, but not that one. 1 second.
Apparently, she has no ranks in planes. So maybe not.
But that's because planes is a hard thing to get your hands on. She would have some degree of knowledge, though, over the religious aspect of it.
Yeah. But I think she's probably the best bet anyway, right?
Yeah.
She's
literally an inquisitor, right? Yeah.
Yeah. This is literally what she's good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she nods and says, unfortunately, I don't know Rima very well. But if you say that she's the best that the South has to offer, then let her be the best that the South has to offer. I would not be opposed to others aiding her. I think we can all agree, for the sake of all of our clans, this thing needs to be handled. I'll be speaking to Warlord Varix about this as well.
It was found in Clan Shadow, and we will dedicate our resources to finding it. We cannot let a being of evil that will crush the will of the strongest fighter to roam free. That is a danger not just to our clans, but to the entirety of Kajinksi.
She gives like a not a playful, but almost like a small slap on the top of your hand with hers, almost like a stop it, kind of a thing. She goes, the fact that it was noticed in Clan Shadow only means that Clan Shadow had the sack full enough to find it and withstand it. That's all that means. I'm sure it has been in many of the clans, influencing, bending them to its will for a considerable period of time. This is a concern that we should have.
Tesla says something for a moment.
Yeah, as light bulbs, like fireworks go off behind your eyes, she will sit back and she will both take a drink for, because I imagine this is a long thinking. She'll both take a sip from her wine and then actually light some keef, which is a drug, not like a cigarette, like a drug.
There's been much talk on Zheng Qin being influenced by outside factors. That
Black
in my notes going right now. Zheng Qin influenced by devil? Question mark?
Not Keith, that's strength and con. It'd be a different one. Sorry. Oh,
Devil?
Incompetent Ranger. Oh yeah, is the train started? Yeah, train started. Woot woot. Incompetent Ranger 5.
Okay. Well, Tessel thinks and then mutters that about Zheng Qin.
What does it mutter? Sorry.
Zinquin has been suggested to be under influences of other people.
She raises an eyebrow.
There was talk about it within my own council, and Clan Kushibashi had discovered such information that there's an outside benefactor. Some sort of manipulating force.
It is possible that could be it. I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't know, but if this is something that you believe to be true, it's something that can be looked into.
It's a possibility that I wouldn't rate too highly at this time. Not enough evidence.
She listens.
But I have a newly my spy master my talebearer has a newly acquired steady supply of funds to protect our clans. I will have Atelia look into this after we deal with other problems.
Okay, she nods. There's nothing else she can add in that one. Again, same.
Well, guess next month we're gonna get a couple more unrest.
Okay, not a problem. And we'll see how that goes.
Can she spot me? 300?
300 what? BP?
Gold?
I think she has some money to toss your way. Oh,
if she can spot me 300 gold, I can save a... Oh, actually, wait. How much is a weapon? 1,000? Or is it 2,000?
Oh, you know what she's smoking? She's smoking something called flay leaf. That's what she's smoking.
God. Craft, magic, arms and armor. God. Finding the cost of all this stuff is legitimately the worst thing in the world. I think a +1 sword costs 2,000 to buy and 1,000 to produce. Bonus squared times 1,000.
Glad to hear that, Hannah, while he's doing his math. Very happy to hear it's going well.
If I could get 300 from her, that would save me an unrest and a BP.
Okay. So she'll spot you that. That's fine.
Cool. Then, what armor does... It doesn't matter at the moment. But what armor does Pete use?
We can
that's fine.
Probably chain shirt, honestly. Or,
that's what
leathers, but that's fine. So back to the conversation, she says that I think we have an understanding of what needs to be done and why it needs to be done. I think we can all agree the dangers of what is potentially going on here. 1 second.
I thank you for bringing this information to me.
Okay. She looks at you with kind of like a coy smile and says, "Thank you for indulging a passerby with a good meal and good conversation." She looks across the table at like a spread of like fine foods and fine wines, and it's the fact that they're probably crafting a dessert for you guys out back, and says, "I mean, surely it is not everybody that gets to be invited to be the guest of the warlord."
I look confused.
Hold on, 1 second. 1 second.
Because I'm confused out of game.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 36. To convince that obviously confused. This meal was a gift. Like this is like you're flipping the check.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It is fine.
Yeah. As she continues to order very fine things since she already emptied her purse out, paying for everybody else's food to make them leave. So.
Yeah, could have just asked for it.
All right, 1 second.
But, well, I guess I have a advisor task, Karima.
What was that? I'm sorry?
I have an advisor task, Karima, I guess.
To look into details about this. This also could be something that could be done by Rima personally, as opposed to just an advisor task, because she is actually an inquisitor and has spells and the like that could assist in this.
Would that not just give a bonus to the advisor task?
We can look into that afterwards because we're pretty much shoring up now, and I can check DMs and whatnot on Discord afterwards. But I'll definitely respond to you guys after. All right, cool. So that finishes up all of the big conversational pieces. So now you know.
Random event, real quick.
Now you know what the fuck happens to the. Well, you have other events too. A random event usually goes last.
Do you want to just do it because I only got a couple minutes, unless you want to do another one.
Do you want to?
That's gonna be a lot of
chat.
time.
Do you want him to do the random event first? Get that out of the way before we do his other tasks. No. Random event goes
Who cares
last.
about Joey?
Well,
why wouldn't we just do it now?
Let's see what the rest of the people say. Joey's only one. By the way, Zorfu, Zorfu, was who it was that spoke with you earlier. I don't know if you wrote that down.
Zorfu.
Yeah.
I did write that down.
Yeah,
I spelled it wrong.
Zorfu. Zorfu. I just did it for that. You can do XORFU as well.
I did PH.
Randall, let's go. All right, that's 50-50. Hannah, make the decision. Hannah, you get to be the deciding factor. Is he doing his random one now or no?
You torture me, Sal.
Hannah, this is all on you. You are the only voice that matters here. You're being called out as a singular important one. Probably just left. Oh. Let's give like another 10 seconds or so. Did you expect that to be what it was with random? Woo! Did you expect that to be what it was? That was a fucking with what's his name?
The devil?
Yeah.
I had no idea what type of devil it was. I don't know devils.
Cool. So we're gonna.
I know like 3 devils. There's a barb devil, there's a chain devil, and there's a bone devil. That's all I know. Oh, there's like imps too, but you know, Mephits too. I think. I don't know if they're demons though. Or devils.
Well, let's kind of get into this. There is a couple things we need to go over. First thing we're gonna
run the random.
Yeah, that's the first one because we have something else we're gonna do after that too.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, so you have what percentage chance that you're gonna get a random event? It is 75% chance. All right, so Hannah, you're gonna roll a D100 cell while she's getting ready to roll exclamation point D100.
Low's good.
Low is good. High is event. Low is no event. Hannah, roll a D100. If you roll a 26 or higher, there is an event. It's exclamation point D100 enter.
Chaos. I hope it's something good.
Well,
I like good
waiting
events.
for Hannah. I'm going to read something else real quick because this should be the same cost. It is 52 means an event. Woohoo!
Yep.
All right.
Roll
do you
down
want
the line?
Do you want Hannah to roll down the line? Hannah, we
Yep.
need another D100 from you, and follow that with another D100.
As I pull up the events section. Events.
Roll number 2 coming any second now. And so that event, sir, is going to... Oh, man, I hope she rolls like a 99 or 100 or something like that. 97. A 28, lame. Oh, no, Dangerous Kingdom event. That's sexy.
What?
Oh, Hannah. Dangerous Kingdom event. Thank you, Hannah. Give me another roll.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy, make this work. No. Make this work for me.
It was so close to being beneficial.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's not great. What are the dangerous ones?
What is it this time? Oh, nothing yet. Okay.
I think there's like a 10-second delay, right?
Oh, man, an Inquisition would be
time.
awesome.
It wouldn't make sense.
The Inquisition against you.
For what?
47. Improvement demand.
Oh, fucking losers.
Okay. Okay, let me just read
Let's do the loyalty one, too.
Good.
Damn.
Improvement demand hex. This event is identical to building demands. Okay, so there's 2 different improvement demands. One's a hex, one's a building.
This is hex.
Why?
Because it's the kingdom event, not a city event.
Okay, gotcha. So this is identical to the building demand. So I gotta go and just check the building demand, except it has to do, they want construction and destruction of a terrain hex, okay?
Can we just assume they want a mine?
No. They want something better than a fucking mine.
There's nothing better than a mine. It's only good improvement.
All right, the citizens demand a particular be built or demolished. Ooh, Hannah.
Why would they want anything demolished?
Hannah, you gotta roll me one more time. It's a
Oh,
D100, and please roll super high. Super high. Hannah, roll. You want chaos? Roll super high. Roll up there.
No.
Go way up there. Way up there. We want a 76 to 100. That way I can make him destroy one of his mines.
That would be so dumb.
It would be great.
Why would the people want that? It doesn't even make logical sense.
Because they don't want that, God damn it. Because they don't want that, what's it called, left anymore.
Is it built, or it's called a building demand?
They wouldn't want the purple worm one left anymore. All right.
I closed that down for months.
Oh, wine. Okay.
I will lie. All right. They want something built.
1 second. Yeah, I got to figure out what it is.
So I just have to build it by next phase.
All right, Hannah, could you go ahead and roll me a D12?
I only have mine left available. There's only mine or quarry options, Scott. Unless I'm building a farm on a hill. Skull already has quarries. I have no other quarries near Skull.
Maybe they want more quarries. A 2.
Are you just rolling random for the building?
It's supposed to be a random building, yeah.
That two's like a canal. Which has to be rolled.
Give me 1 second. Give me
it's a bridge.
Second.
So I don't have a. We gotta reroll. Roll a d10, if anything.
Give me 1 second. I think that was a bad option. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this to ones that actually make sense. Hold on. Let me have the map up over here, separate from where I'm looking at the other shit. Okay, looking at the map.
Don't land on fort. Don't land on fort. Please don't land on fort.
Fort would be great. All right, give me 1 second.
Oh, that'd be so expensive.
So aqueduct. You actually. Oh, did we mark your aqueducts on this new map? I don't think we did. I think you got to mark your aqueducts on there.
We didn't, but it's here.
Yeah. Bridge, canal, farm.
That's why I'm saying roll like a d10.
Fishery. Hold on. So it's fort.
Oh, I can't do fishery.
Can you do a highway yet or no?
I can, but I mean, I don't know why they want a highway.
Highway, mine, quarry. Is there anybody that care to have a road? There isn't. Oh no, there is a place where they want a road.
There's a couple.
You can't do a sawmill.
I have a road here as well. It's not really on the map. I have a road here.
Vineyard, watchtower. It's not called vineyard. Actually, I need from you, Hannah, a D6. That's what I need for you. My apologies. A D6, please and thank you. He's saying D10. Ignore him.
Well, I was saying D10 before you wanted to.
It's a D6.
Yeah, bastard.
The best one to roll is a 1. That would make him grumble a whole lot.
No, I don't want a fort.
Roll a 1 on a D6, Hannah. Make everybody happy.
You're not doing any more aqueducts.
No. A 2. That means they want a highway.
Well, I guess I'll build a single highway.
Not a single highway. No.
There's no way.
No. That's too lame.
Well, that's the rule. No, that's the rules written.
Listen. This is where they want a highway. So many supplies are being produced.
I understand.
In your current capital that are being transported to your new capital. They want a highway between your current capital and your new capital.
Then you have to change it where I have to build 1 per month. Not I have to build all next month.
I'd be fine with you if you do 1 a month. That they'd be happy with it.
Okay.
I think that's fair. As long as you start next month, 1 a month, they'll be happy with it.
Okay.
Okay. You get to start building a highway between your two places. That's awesome.
So worthless. It does nothing.
It expedites travel.
Yeah, that's useless.
And it adds to your overall infrastructure.
It does the same
That's
as a
4
road does.
highways. Your what is it? Economy goes up.
That's the same. It's the same as a road.
But I think the road doesn't go away. I don't think it's replaced. I think it's as well as.
Are you saying it stacks?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice then.
Right? Yeah. Otherwise, why
take that.
wouldn't you?
I assumed it wouldn't stack, but because the highway's a better road, it's like an improvement.
Yeah. No, I would say it stacks. Absolutely. Because you're paying not just for a road, you're paying for 3 times a road for what? It makes your trading better.
Yeah, well, for 4 tiles. 4 tiles.
All right.
Mostly planes.
Perfect. Oh,
it's okay. It's not terrible. I'm okay with this. How much is it? Is it 3 times a road? It's twice the cost of a road. Okay. So road costs in a plains. So it's 2, 4. Oh God, that's gonna be so much. Can you mark them with something? Can you mark them with dots?
Well, I will come up with a thing to put underneath it starting when you start building it next time. So you know where it is. Just write down your note of which 4 it is, and then we will.
Well, I'm saying, can you mark those hexes with dots?
Why?
Just so I remember.
You can mark them with dots.
Oh, I can. You're right.
Yeah. All right. So okay, one more thing happens. Unfortunately, even though you sent your spies out there to look into Clan Throne, which was a freebie for you to do. Was that Throne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throne.
Let's just say, unfortunately, a curse has befallen your house. A curse that literally says Uno reverse. Except there was a slight change in the way that they're going to affect your kingdom from how you chose to affect theirs.
Say again? Sorry. You said so they try to spy on me, right? That's what.
No. Not spy on you. They're impacting your kingdom, but it's a slightly different way than you were going to impact their kingdom. You were going to try to reduce their loyalty society by 1 and also decrease their whatchamacallit, their
fame.
Yeah. They are... Ooh. I'm really torn between this one.
I assume you rolled for their success?
Yeah. All good. All set. This was sent to me... Hold on. 2 hours ago. Over 2 hours ago. So hold on. I just need to DM the Uno reverse person real quick.
Hey, Throne still got to succeed on their spy mission, though. All right.
I'm aware.
Okay. I just want to be clear. Just because chat put something in there, they still got it. The kingdom still got to succeed the checks. All right.
1 second.
I feel like there should almost be a benefit for completing the demand, like they're appeased and you lose an arrest.
Okay. So it is a perfect Uno reverse. You are going to decrease your loyalty by 1. You're going to decrease your society inside of your capital by 1, and you're also going to not in your capital. Sorry, in Skull by 1. And you're also going to have your infamy increase by 1.
Well, it's only 1. I'm very scared of my 1 infamy.
The rumors are about how you paid off the former leaders of Skull. How you went in there and that meeting that you had with them where you conveniently convinced them to take their soldiers out of the battlefield to defend them and leave them open. That not only was that already a rumor that existed, but now there's actually been evidence that's been found. Oh, did you read that Facebook article? Yeah. Evidence that's been found.
Yeah, that real good evidence.
That you have lined the pockets of the rulers, and that that some of them you were able to line their pockets with actual income, and with others you've lined their pockets with positions that they've accepted now in the overall clan Shadow. So unfortunately, unrest is starting to build up inside of Clan Skull. Not literal unrest, that was an option. They chose not to. Instead, infamy is starting to build up as people beyond even just your clan are starting to believe these rumors more and more.
Can I get rid of infamy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There are ways to make it.
Actually,
You turn your base up by 1.
Yeah, I did. Oh no, I did it under other.
Sure.
Or I should be. Yeah, it's other.
Cool.
Because
All right.
base is like buildings and stuff. Or no, it's not. I don't know why after it base.
Okay.
I do.
Beautiful. Oh wait, hold on. There's another rumor that happens.
They can't just keep dropping curses.
No,
and
but
shit
there's a reason for it though.
They can't just like keep throwing shit at me because I succeed once on a spy
as no. As the weeks roll on from this RP that we just had, there's rumors going on about Playboy Tessel and the amount of time that he spent in the inn intimately with Galtma Atlan, which is like not necessarily a good thing to have known, like, considering like. But either way,
everyone in my kingdom like 100% knows Tessel's a virgin. It's like a thing.
And it's not necessarily a thing that everybody knows. It's not like posters about it.
Everyone in positions of any relevance.
Listen. Either way, I'm not gonna make that joke. So, and then everybody knows about the private dinner that you arranged for you and Masumi as soon as she arrived in from travels. I mean, everybody saw her touch your hand, like on the way out. Like people are fully aware. Can you go ahead and roll me a sense motive check?
Can I have Rima roll?
Who? Rima? Technically, yeah. Rima can roll too.
Okay. Can I have everyone roll?
Nope, just you and Rima. Because your brother wouldn't get involved. You fail. Yeah. It's like a -2.
I already had the -2. It hasn't left.
Roll for Rima. Roll for Rima.
This ability is really.
I tell you, it gets a different check.
That flaw is really bad because we don't play day to day. I don't roll often, so it sucks away my numbers. Where's Rima? She's in high council. All right, she would tell me. All right, please Rima, roll high. Oh, you don't even need to roll high. Roll the 3.
I have to roll that. I have to GM roll this one so you can't see where it's coming from or what have you. Give me a moment. I have to just see the modifier.
God, everyone hates me. There's so many rumors. One day I'm a shadow person. Next day I'm a flamboyant lover boy. What's next? Okay.
Unfortunately, Rima's not able to discover what it was about. Anyways, so rumors are going on about you for this because it is also spread of rumors again. It's a scandal that you are out there being a playboy. And
they're doubling up on my negatives here?
That technically 2 rumors are spread about you. I'm sorry. It's 2 rumors are spread. This isn't anything crazy. It's just an espionage edict being rolled. So, this is, again, it's not a crazy one. It's just a scandal.
Wait, is it, you can't do 2 in 1 month, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely. If 3 kingdoms approached you at the same time, you could definitely have 3 espionage edicts.
So 2 different people doing it.
So that being said,
that's ridiculous.
This time it's -1 society from your capital. This time it's -1 loyalty again. And
the
this
location
time,
doesn't matter.
Fame or increase of infamy. I think once again it's infamy. Yeah, I don't think fame would make sense.
I was getting my fucking loyalty to a good number, but apparently they're like, "Ha, you built parks to get loyalty? Fuck you."
Well,
chat, it's your fault. Actually true.
I'm going to say this out loud so it's not forgotten for the next time I RP as them, because you RP through most of your advisor stuff. But let's just say Aaliyah starts behaving a little bit distantly.
There's a talk. There's a talk. I think there's a talk. I think there's a talk. There's a talk.
Okay.
There's a talk like rumors start. There's a talk.
Okay, but again, that's like, it's one of those things where people running on your side be like, "Don't worry about it, Warlord. These will pass. This is unfortunate. It doesn't matter."
Tesla's outside of Warlord world is crumbling down as we speak.
Yeah, I know he failed the sense motive to discover that, but I'm saying this out loud so that the piece that viewers are aware and in the meta
No, but-
sales aware, but in game, Tesla has no fucking clue.
I think Tesla talks to her anyway because because it makes sense.
Of course.
These are like, this is like his biggest fear of all time.
It's like calling up your ex-girlfriend and talking about problems with your new girlfriend. No. So anyways, why don't we end the session?
This was ridiculous. There's no counterplay to these.
Yeah, there
can't
is.
do anything.
Yeah, you stack against them. Did you never play Pathfinder Kingmaker and all the different problems you always have to come across and you're always battling?
Yeah, but I can't stop these. They just happen.
Of course you can.
No.
Just think of it this way: the other clans can't stop it when you do it to them.
Yeah. Except the other clans live in an ether. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
if I hurt their stats by one, it doesn't actually do anything.
So we're gonna get out of here. Before we do so, I do want to say, schemers, there's gonna be a time in the very near future where I'm going to do a private stream for the four of you. The private stream is literally going to be more or less us in our secret channel. Me kind of streaming through Discord, not through Twitch. So we can go over some details about stuff that has kind of like come to fruition your way recently. Because obviously some people are looking for advice and need a little bit of guidance and whatnot. So it's an opportunity for me to kind of like be live and work you through the process and so on and so forth. So y'all can kind of like come up with the different things that you want to do. It's not entirely relating to this campaign, just something that just to call out to them because I know they're all going to hear this or whatever. All right.
That literally sucks.
This is the one campaign that all four of them consistently watch. So, all right. I think that's that. Okay, cool. Anything else?
I got a fact, and I couldn't even do anything about it. It's a big L.
It's fine. Sel, you want to say anything to anybody before you go? Any streams you've been doing lately or intend to do anytime soon?
I don't know. Maybe one day when semester is chiller.
All right. Cool. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll check it afterwards, Joey.
I lost 2 more loyalty. I need it.
But you
It's
gained
so bad.
But you gained back on rest, so it's okay.
No, I don't.
It's okay.
It's basically like I have 10 unrest right now. My loyalty.
Oh. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's find somebody to raid. Oh, give me raid. Give me raid. Ooh. You know what? Let's look for some blood, death, and violence. Let's go raid some blood, death, and violence. Say hi to a friend. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.